here from Lolly Dolly Crafts. Okay, today I was going to have a little bit of a play because I wanted to make some accessories or whatever you want to call them for my bedroom. Okay, my bedroom is a work in progress as far as I'm doing it in a shabby chic style. So I've got a lot of furniture that's been redone with chalk paints and stuff like that. So I wanted to make, I've got this really lovely headboard in cream, and it's all been done sort of like, you know, sanded on the sides to make it look shabby chic. And I wanted to make some tassels to go on that, because it's got like two great big ball things on each side of the headboard. And I wanted to make some tassels to go on each, to sort of like hang from each one. And now I've looked, excuse me, all day, everywhere trying to find some sort of like bell shaped that I could make a tassel out of, basically. And I haven't been able to find anything. So I'm not really sure. So basically what I've done is I've got two corks here. And in actual fact that one's a bit bigger than that one. Not that I suppose that really matters. And I've hollowed out the inside of two. Okay, of these corks. And what I'm going to try and do, whether or not this works or not I don't know, is fix it so my tassels come in from there, and then obviously decorate the rest. So to start off with, what I'm going to do, I've got some Cosmic Shimmer. Now this is matte chalk paint, okay, by Cosmic Shimmer. So I'm going to just give that a bit of a shake. I'll put some on my mat. I don't need a lot of it because it's only two little corks I'm painting. Okay, so I'm just going to paint these. I'm not worried about these. The majority of this is going to be covered up. I'm not going to do like coats and coats of it. I'm just giving it like a white wash with this chalk paint. Okay. Okay, so what I've got some Lindy Stamp Gang spray, and this is saltwater taffy. This is one of my favourites. Just make sure you give it a good shake. Ow. I'm not so much trying to I just change the colour too much, and whether or not it works I don't know, but we will see. Okay, you probably can't really see, probably doesn't look any different to you, but to me it's got like a sort of like a pink, very very pale pink sort of pearly look. I don't know if you can see, this light's probably not the best. Oh god, that's even worse. That just gave me a shadow, didn't it? Anyway, so there we go. So I'm just going to try and wipe off that so it doesn't get blocked up. Just so you know, the Cosmic Shimmer chalk comes in quite a few colours. I've got the blue, which is, what blue is that? That's Corinth blue, China pink, and I've also got a heritage green, and then the white. I mean, they do like a coffee sort of type coloured one, like a very pale beige, and a chocolate coloured one I think as well. But I went for sort of like, you know, quite shabby chic colours, because it's what I mostly probably I'm going to use them for. Okay, so I'll just put that away. I'm using, I can't really show you at the moment, but I'm using my new IKEA trolley, which I'm loving. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I know I've added some colour to that one, but not to that one. But I'm not too bothered because it's going to be covered up anyway. Okay, so you want to find yourself some fairly thin laces. Okay, so we're talking, you don't really want to use anything that's that thick. Okay, because what we're going to do is we want to push the lace up into that hole there. Okay, so something that thick, and that's probably a bit too thick as well. You don't want anything like that. You're looking for something quite quite thin, more sort of like along that lines. So I'm just going to pull out some different laces that I've got, and I'm going to go for sort of like, you know, creams, bits and bobs. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, rather than just sticking these in individually, I'm going to sort of measure out the length, probably the length of my mat, I would say, which is probably about, oh, I don't know, it's just over, it's probably about, it's about 14 inches, I would say, in length. So I'm going to measure 14 inches in length, so it's going to be, the actual tassel is going to be 7 inches long. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to cut some strips of different. Oh, it would help if you could see what I was doing, wouldn't it? Let's just move that over there. Okay, so I need 2 lots of each for both the tassels. So I'm just moving my camera so you can understand why. I know why. Okay. There we go. Okay, so right, there's that one. There's that one. I'm just gonna cut strips of lace, and when I've got them, so I've got 3 in that pile, 3 in that pile. Okay, so I'm just gonna look. So just every now and again, just pick it up, just as you just sort of want to see, you know, how big, thick your tassels are. Okay. So I think for the moment those 2 are going to be okay, because what I want to do is, if I have to, I can fill in around the outside. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this thinner ribbon, cut a piece off, and I'm going to find the middle. That's pretty much as the middle I can find. You can always adjust it and tie it fairly tight. Okay, before you do your knot, just sort of check and see if that's pretty much in the centre, and then tie it in a knot. Okay, and then just trim off the excess. Alright, got a bit of cardboard on that one. Let's just cut that off. Okay, So now I'll do the same for the other one. So try and get it in the middle. And just check. That's pretty much. Okay. Tie it in a knot. Right. Okay. Tie it in a knot again if you feel comfortable. Okay. So just trim that one. And trim that one. And what I'm going to do, just to make sure. Oops. Oh, that was silly. I cut the wrong thing off, didn't I? No, I cut that off. Right, so I'm just going to put a bit of hot glue here and stick these two ends down, just so I know that this knot's not going to come undone. Not that I think it will, but some silky ribbons, when you tie them in a knot, they do come undone. So I'm just adding a smidge of hot glue and just gluing those down. That's it. Like that. There we go. Right. Okay. So I'm going to find my corkscrews. And what I want is to, you're looking to get this bit here as tight as possible, because you're going to push this, that knot there, into that hole. So you need to find, I'm going to, oh there they are, I was going to say my scissors. I'm just going to do it, just see how it goes first of all, and then I'm going to add some hot glue if I need to make the hole a little bit bigger, and that's fine. Don't make it too big, because otherwise you might end up pulling the cork apart. So just put that there and then push it in. Like so. Okay. And there we go. And like I said, you could have done this individually, the laces individually, but I just think it makes it more neater doing it this way, and they're in there quite firm. Okay, so I'm going to do the second one. So again, I'm going to add some glue here. I'm going to push that across, and then push the laces into that hole. Be careful not to stab yourself while you're doing this, because that's the sort of thing that I would do. It wouldn't be the first time I've cut myself on these scissors. Trying to push lace, trying to, you know. Okay, there we go. Right, so then we've got two two tassels, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just trim that off. I'm just going to add a few more fillers around the outside and some of these beads. Okay, so you can have these as thin or as thick, you know, obviously you don't want them too thin, but you can have it as thick And I will trim the ends off a little bit to make it a little bit more tidier when I've finished adding. I just want to just going to add, so I want it that's in length. Okay, and see the little lip that's around there that's still there. I'm just going to actually glue to that. Okay. So just going to glue to that. And I would do it, so I glued one that side, so I'll turn it round and glue on the other side, and that way, just in case I run out, I know I'm not going to end up with an uneven tassel. Okay. So I've got some of this here, so I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to do that, then I'm going to cut this one in half, because this one's quite a thick one. And again, I'm going to put some glue there, and then I'm going to stick that on. Just, and again, and add some on the other side, just there. If you wanted to cover your corkscrew, your cork with lace, then that's, you know, as well, that's fine. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I might actually put some flat back on there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Right, okay, so I've got one that side, one that side. I've got one there. I need to add another piece of lace there, and then I'll work on the other one, just so we get them even. Okay. There. There we go. Beautiful. Loving it. Okay, so there we go. Looking good. Looking good. So I want to just say one. So I need 6 of these, so 6 lengths. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I've only got. Haha, that's lucky. No. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this on and then cut it, I think. So I'm gonna. I watched a film today called, can't remember what it was called. It was about a prisoner, an Olympic runner who ended up in a stranded at sea for 47 days on a boat, and then in a prisoner of war camp in Japan during World War II. And Endurance, it was called. That's right. And what he actually, it was a true story. And what, I can't remember the Olympic, I can't even remember his name. I've just got a terrible memory from my fibro brain. But yeah, it was a brilliant film. I actually quite like war films, would you know. Right, okay, so I'm not going to trim them off just yet, I'll wait until. So there we go, there's two of our my tassels. So I'm just going to decorate around here. Okay, so I'm back, and I've just been looking through my bling box to try and find some bling. See, that's off an old necklace. Those I got in my kit from Fiona Jennings. This is also from a kit I actually bought, a jewellery kit from Fiona Jennings ages ago. These are from my own stash, and these earrings I got from a kit from Fiona Jennings. And this is just some of that silver bling trim. Oh, and I would have used, I've only got one of those, otherwise I would have used, which is a shame, I would have used them, because they would have gone really nice. So I don't know why I got that out, but anyway, okay, okay. I did want to use this, as this is from Tresors, but it's not going to go. This is too small for it to go around, so it doesn't sit flat. So I'm not going to use that. This is probably. Oh, what I'm going to do first of all, I've got some of this tassel trim. I'm just going to add this to my reel. I think just to the top of it. What do you think? I think I might do that, and then I can put, if I add that there, that depends on whether I can cut this. And for it to stay in one. We will have a go anyway. I'm just going to add a piece of this. So I'm just going to see, I told you we were going to end up covering this over. I'm not going to do it all the way to the top because I want to add some pearl to the top of that. Just trim that one. And then I just glue that around. Oh look, and I've glued it on the wrong way. The wrong side. Which is fine. Just take it off and redo it. Not a problem. I should have checked which was the right or the wrong way. Okay, I'm just going to glue that around, then join this together. then it just adds a bit more tassels. Very pretty. And then I'll do the same to the other one, making sure I get the right side this time. Again, I want to leave just a gap at the top. Around, and then just trim that off. There we go. Just trim that. And if you've got any bits that look frayed, just add a little bit of glue and pat it down on it. That will stop it from fraying. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to try and take this apart, which should be interesting. Oh dear, maybe not. I don't want to use my scissors because I'll end up, knowing me, breaking my scissors. That's does it. Oh, there we go, that's one. I don't have very strong hands, so. I don't think these pliers are much good either. Oh, they're not very good, they're too thick. I need to get a new pair. I need to get an industrial size pair. Ow, I've scratched myself. Oh, come on. Oh, I'll be here all night. Oh, look. So quicker to do it with my scissors. Okay. Right, so I want to I made sure the tassels were lying flat. What do you think? I think that looks okay. I don't know. Is that too much bling? See, look, I'm being indecisive now. I just think that maybe that's going to be too much. Not that you can ever have too much bling. Oh yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start here with a little bit of glue. I probably should do this with some E6000, but hey ho. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Add another layer, methinks. The best thing to do when you're adding this is not to put too much glue on at any one time, because otherwise it dries too quick and you end up having to add more glue, which is not very good. Oh, well, at least they've stopped the drilling next door. Have I got enough for one more? Oops. Layer, methinks. Probably not, but what I might do is put some of this pink around the top. Just to finish it off. There we go. So what do you think? And then I might put a layer of that one down there. Just one, I think. Oops. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just going to take the back of this off. Oh. Alright, I'm just going to do this one. I might even add some flowers to the some like a flower spray to it. I think I might. go, nearly finished. Oops. There we go. They're no good because they're too big. Okay. So, I think for now those are my tassel basics. I'm gonna possibly add some flowers to the front of these, and then something to hang them with, I think. So I will come back at the end and show you that, what I decide to do. Okay, but I hope you've enjoyed the basics of how I made these tassels, and come back in a minute and I will show you what I've decided to do. Thanks, bye. Okay, I'm back. I've decided to add some flowers. I've added the seam binding to the top of my tassel. I'm going to add this gorgeous bow, which I got from Fiona Jennings, and I'm going to add this just below, I think. Let me have a look. So I want it to hang that way, so I'm going to add it just there. Okay. Oop. Let's just move that out of the way. And then I'm going to add this. I don't want the green bits of this flower, so I'm just going to take that off and then just build up. Now, this is quite, it's not flush with the cork, so I'm going to add some filler flowers to go, say, like in there, just to sort of hide those. I'm going to use some smaller flowers and some little buds to do that. Okay. and then that will also, that'll also support the flower as well. Good old glue string. I'm gonna just twist these little buds. Oops. Just twisted a couple of little buds around, and I'm just going to slot them in to the top there. Oop. I'm just going to add to the top a few of these little, just to hide the join of the ribbon and to also make it a little bit more secure. Ow! Oh, fine. Add a bit of glue. Slot that in there. Okay, there we go, like that. I'll just find another leaf. Oh no, I've got more. I'll just see what I've done with them. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do, I think, for now. And I'm going to do the same for the other one. But I'll do that one off camera because I don't want to bore you with doing both of them. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll put photographs at the end, so I hope you enjoyed watching me make them. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.